What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Minnesota Vikings franchise. My name is Mr. Hurricane, and this is the preseason for Season 2 of the series. Today I have all the highlights I want to show from the 4 preseason games as we prepare for the second season in this series. I'm hoping this season is a lot more fun, and it begins here. We'll start with a quick off-season recap here, as we saw 4 players retire from the team. Chad Greenway and Terrence Newman were both starters, so I had to find replacements for them, and also had to make a decision about Teddy Bridgewater, and I reaffirmed my belief in Teddy to be our starting quarterback, and he will be our starting quarterback again here in Season 2. I kept Matt Khalil around to help out the offensive line. I signed Mike Glennon and kept Captain Munnerlin, along with some other veterans on the offensive line. The draft, though, is where things got really exciting, as I selected Gabriel Fair with our first pick in the 2nd round. He is a power back that can hopefully be the successor to Adrian Peterson. No pressure, though. I released Brandon Fusco and drafted Parker Fountain from USC, who is a good run blocker and has a lot of potential to be a starting guard. Later in the draft, I selected Christoph Leak, a quick development outside linebacker, and this is Chad Greenway's successor. He's fast, he can shed blocks, he can stop the run. I'm very excited about Christoph Leak, along with the steal we found late. Strong safety, Lincoln Cash, who has 92 speed, 78 tackling, 82 hit power with superstar development. There were a lot of players to be excited about from this draft class, and Lincoln Cash might be the most exciting of the bunch. Those first 4 picks were excellent, I thought. Afterwards, we took Josh Tolbert, an outside linebacker. We took Justin Landry at center, Ben Chavez at receiver, and Quincy McCullum at tackle. From there, I also had to start putting points into various players with all the XP they gained. We're hoping for a bigger year from players like Laquan Treadwell. We have Anthony Barr now at 90 overall. And how about Trey Waynes? He's going to step up now. No Terrence Newman, so Waynes has to be dependable on the outside. So let us begin the preseason highlights, and look who is under center. It is Teddy Bridgewater making his return and connecting here with Laquan Treadwell on the comeback route. Teddy back from that knee injury that took away his 3rd season in the league. Later in the drive, 1st and 10, and right back to Laquan Treadwell as Teddy finds him on the slant. That's a first down. Here is a look at the starting offense, by the way, as Jermon Bushrod and Sebastian Vollmer make up a new look right side for us. Parker Fountain will be on the bench at least for now. We'll jump around quite a bit here. Now some defense as Drew Brees throwing this outside, and there is Xavier Rhodes. He comes down with it, but out of bounds. But we're hoping this is the year where he really takes off to lead our defense. Let's go with the backups now, as Sam Bradford is out there, and he overthrows Moritz Boehringer, and the pass is picked off. So I couldn't find a good deal to trade Sam Bradford, so he is now one of the highest paid, maybe the highest paid backup in the league. Let's go to defense here. We have Lincoln Cash downfield, and this is caught. And it's Cordero Patterson, who the Saints signed after we could not come to a deal, and he beats Lincoln Cash, our new safety, deep. Later in the drive, Carlisle outside again, testing Cash, and that is a 9-yard pickup for Josh Hill. Later in the drive, it's 1st and goal. Carlisle, nobody open, and eventually time runs out, and he is sacked by Brian Robinson, who will now come off the bench as Daniil Hunter will start. Let's go back to the offensive side. Again, Moritz Boehringer's out there, and he makes the catch but loses the football. 2nd-year player out of Germany here trying to stay with the Vikings, but he can't make mistakes like this. He gets the football. Let's take another look here as the ball gets knocked out. We're going to head back to the defensive side here. It's 3rd down here for the Saints. Carlisle's chased, and he goes down. And that is Stephen Weatherly. He could have a bigger role on the defense this year, and this sack brings him to 2.5 on the day. Some good sights here from the backup defenders along that line. Later in the game, Sam Bradford going deep for Colby Listenby. Receiver from TCU who spent all of last year on our practice squad. Now we're going to the run game and look at Gabriel Fair, the power back. Wanted to get a good look at what he could do in this preseason. But also, we had a rookie receiver with some wheels. Ben Chavez gets behind the defense with that 96 speed. I'm looking at him to be the Cordero Patterson replacement, and number 85 is just not going to work. It didn't look right. So number 13 now for Ben Chavez. And how about some sweatbands? That'll do. Alright, game number 2 now, and we're already with the backups here as Sam Bradford is in the red zone. And he wants the undrafted rookie receiver. And look at this move to get into the end zone. Touchdown for Raheem Brookins. 5'8" receiver, undrafted out of UCF. He's got some speed. And look at the back juke there as he just stops to get himself into the end zone. We're having some fun with these backups here. That's what the preseason is all about. Later in the game, a screen for Brookins. Big block in front. Now he turns on the Jets, and he will go for another touchdown. So all of a sudden, we have some young receivers showing some big play potential. This is quite exciting. Let's go play some defense now as we have Christoph Leak here, and he is able to work outside to make the tackle on Orleans Darkwa. From the moment I saw his ratings, I wanted Leak to be our starting outside linebacker. Later in the drive, intercepted by Lincoln Cash. On the overthrow, he takes advantage and goes all the way for a touchdown. Lincoln Cash competing to be our starting strong safety. I even put Andrew Sendejo on the trade block. That was a terrible pass, and it's a chance for Lincoln Cash to show what he can do. Could the rookie be our starting safety? We shall see. Later in the fourth quarter, they try running here up the middle, and look at the run defense as they can't get past Anthony Harris. This was a really fun game against the Colts. We have some offense now. It's Gabriel Fair through the middle, breaking a tackle and breaking away. Inside the 10, touchdown Vikings. Here is the rookie running back making a play now. A 52-yard touchdown, showing the power and the burst to break away from the defense. We still have Adrian Peterson on the team, but I still want to get Fair involved. Our only other running back on the roster is Jerick McKinnon. That is about it for this game against the Colts as we jump into Game 3 against the San Diego Chargers. And look at this hit stick from Christoph Leak. He's got great hit power, great speed, so he should be a really dynamic outside linebacker. He will not play all 3 downs, however, as Kendricks and Barr will stay in their role. Let's go back to Phillip Rivers here in the air, and he's going to get sacked here on the play by Everson Griffin as he will start along with Danielle Hunter at defensive ends. The defense still looked very good in this preseason, but here is Rivers to the end zone, putting it up for Brian Hartline, and that is a touchdown. They go over the top there of Captain Munnerlyn, and here is a second look as the throw was perfectly placed by Rivers. Let's jump ahead. Sam Bradford at quarterback getting plenty of extra snaps here as he goes outside to Raheem Brookins, who makes the catch here for a first down. Next play here is 1st and 10, and now the screen from Moritz Boehringer. He gets a block, gets outside the 20, and is shoved out of bounds. By the way, during this game, during the simulating, Andrew Sendejo suffered a dislocated hip, and this would end up sidelining him for the rest of the preseason. So all of a sudden, he could not be traded, and it opened the door for Lincoln Cash. Let's go into the second half here at quarterback. We have Mike Glennon. And Glennon going down the middle. Colby Listenby has this one inside the 25. This Vikings receiver core has a lot of speed, and we added to it this offseason. Glennon outside again. Listenby inside the 10 as he's trying to crack a spot on the active roster. 1st and goal. Down the middle. Listenby once again. 3rd time in a row. And this drive ends with a Viking touchdown. We had a bunch of young receivers really impressing. It was great competition to see. Later in the game, however, look at Glennon here off the mark. A very poor pass in the direction of Listenby and Michael Pruitt. Let's go ahead. Now we have Ben Chavez in the slot. Glennon throwing his way. Can't make anybody miss, and he is stopped shy of the marker. But we went for it here, 4th and 4. Glennon back to pass. Down the middle. Got Chavez again. 1st down. Now, Chavez definitely is going to have a home on the active roster because he is going to be our new returner. Later in the drive, down the middle, placed well for Michael Pruitt, and that is a first down inside the 15. All three quarterbacks had really good moments here in the preseason. Going for Bollringer now, and that is ripped away by Pierre Desir. Bollringer is still a very raw receiver, and I want to see what he can develop into, but he still showed some signs of not being quite there in this preseason. How about that hit delivered by Joshua Tolbert, one of our young rookie linebackers. Let's play some more defense here. Only 30 seconds to go in the game. Brandon Whedon with time in the flats. Tyrell the Gazelle picks up the first down, and the Chargers won this preseason game. So one more game to go through here. The Vikings and Mike Zimmer against the team that helped him get to this point, the Cincinnati Bengals. Last chance to see the starters here in preseason as the handoff goes to Gio Bernard, and he is spun down by Danielle Hunter. And he has as much potential as anybody on this roster, so I'm very excited about what's to come for him this season. 3rd and 12 later, look at Dalton going deep and connecting with A.J. Green as they pick on Trey Waynes here deep down the field. It's a big year for Waynes, showing that he can be a reliable starter. We haven't seen Adrian Peterson much in this preseason, and that's because there wasn't much to show. We just didn't run the football very well with our starters in play, and hopefully that changes in the regular season. So here is Teddy throwing, open, Treadwell, and that is a solid pickup. We've seen Teddy throw to Treadwell quite a bit in this preseason. Still have Jarius Wright as our 3rd receiver, and he picks up the first down here, getting out to around the 40-yard line. Let's try Peterson here again. First down. He gets it. Running left and still can't break free. We'll have to take a look at his ratings and see if he has dipped at all, but the blocking really wasn't there for him in this preseason. Here's a tackle made by Emmanuel Lemur, the ex-Bengal, trying to hold on to a backup spot here on the team. This is all backups now the rest of the way. Here's 3rd down for A.J. McCarron. We cover well, and eventually he goes down as he is sacked by Stephen Weatherly, who had 5 sacks in the preseason. We haven't seen Jerick McKinnon quite yet, and here he is showing off the burst. He will still be our pass-catching back and probably a 3rd down back most of the time here in Season 2. 1st and 10, and Bradford gets crushed here and loses the football. It is scooped up and brought back the other way as the Bengals get a touchdown. Hopefully offensive line issues are corrected this year. We did bring in at least 3 new offensive linemen. 24-3 later, and here's a screen for McKinnon, making the catch, trying to cut back to the inside and falling ahead for a gain of 13 yards. Just over a quarter left to go here as Sam Bradford will throw this in the direction of Ben Chavez, who had a really nice preseason for us, but came up injured on this play, grabbing at his shoulder. The good news is that this was not a serious injury. It just sidelined him for, I believe, the rest of the game. Here's an inside handoff, and look at McKinnon, he stumbles. All he needs is a little room to make the big plays happen. Here from the 12, this is Bradford, end zone, and Michael Pruitt has this one for a touchdown. He is still the backup to Kyle Rudolph. Now we have just one more play I wanted to show. We're back in the red zone. Sam Bradford stepping up and connecting for the touchdown. It is Moritz Bollringer finally reaching the end zone. So a really interesting preseason for our receivers. No, we didn't see Stephon Diggs, but didn't really need to see a whole lot from him. We know that he has a lot of potential. But these young receivers really made things interesting for final cuts and practice squad spots. Here are the final preseason stats as Bradford carried the main workload. 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Teddy only passed 22 times. Glennon also played well but did not play very much. On the ground, Gabriel Fair averaged 4.8 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. Jerick McKinnon averaged 3.7 and Adrian Peterson only 3. Receiving, the leaders were Ben Chavez and Colby Listenby, both players who end up on the active roster. On defense, Stephen Weatherly had 5 sacks and Brian Robinson had 3. Interceptions were from Captain Munnerlyn, Audie Cole, and Lincoln Cash. And speaking of Lincoln Cash, he is going to be our day 1 starter at strong safety as Andrew Sendejo suffered a dislocated hip and will miss 7 games. I could put him on injured reserve and then return him, but I'm not sure if I will do that yet. I think I'm pretty happy with the roster at the moment, so I could just leave him on the active roster. Here is the practice squad, by the way, as Rakeem Brookins and Moritz Boehringer do stick there. I was disappointed I couldn't get Brookins onto the active roster without having a 7th receiver. So now let's look ahead to week 1. We take on the Chicago Bears, and we have 2 rookie defensive starters ready to make their debuts, Christoph Leak and Lincoln Cash. This defense was excellent last year, and we'll see if these rookies can help elevate them. The Chicago Bears have 2 injuries, Kadeem Carey and Robert Woods, and they have a rookie quarterback whom I think is going to be very good, Philip Pantail from Miami. 6'4", 233, very accurate, strong arm. However, it appears that Jay Cutler is going to be their starting quarterback in week 1. Their best players are mostly familiar. They did add David Bakhtiari after adding Josh Sitton the year before, but their depth chart right now shows Jay Cutler as the starter, so we shall see if they do start Cutler or if Pantail makes his rookie debut against our defense. That is going to bring an end to this video, everybody. Hope you are excited for this second season in the Vikings franchise. I will have week 1 coming your way soon. And let me know, which rookies in this video were you most impressed with? Who are you most excited to see when we take the field again here in year 2? Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.